Bam! We are live. I say we because I live in a zoo. Damn animals are haunting me this morning. Good morning, my devil. Good morning, Irene. So, it actually says there are 0 people here, so hopefully y'all will wander in. I went live a little bit early. A little bit, about 30 seconds. I have been frustrated at different things that I go to. Not necessarily the ones you see me in, because I lurk in some too. But they start late. And it drives me crazy. Bonnie, good morning. Good morning, Darlene. So I'm making a point of going live a few seconds early, just because I'm contrary like that. How is everyone this morning? Good, I hope. It is a overcast day here in South Carolina. Okay, Dibble. And Dibble, you have mail when you get a sec. Hey, TG. Good afternoon. Good day, Thomas. Hope you're doing all right. My heart is with you, my friend. I hope you're coping okay. I know what you're going through is very difficult. I am sorry. My sincerest condolences. Yeah, Bonnie, I think it's going to rain here too. I didn't check the weather. I just woke up and it was cloudy. I'm like, oh, good, no sun. Haven't done that in a while. Okay, my laptop is just not being cooperative today. Let's see, it's currently 78. 78 at 9:30 in the morning. It just doesn't seem right. Yeah, looks like we're going to have storms. Partly cloudy this morning with thunderstorms becoming likely in the afternoon. I love thunderstorms, but hopefully it does not interfere with my sale today, because that would be bad. Actually, we haven't had as many problems in the past couple of years with thunderstorms and rain and things interfering. Wow, well, happy birthday, Thomas. I would sing to you, but my gift is for me not to sing to you. But you'll have to let Victoria know on Monday so she can sing you happy birthday. And if you don't, I will, because I'd love to hear her sing. Yeah, it used to be that if we got like 1 drop of rain, we'd lose power. I think they changed where we were connected from or something. I don't know, but or they replaced something, because I know when we first moved here, there was a series of accidents on the street behind us, which is a main road. And apparently nobody knows how to drive on that road. I don't know. I never had a problem with it, but all of a sudden we'd lose power and we're like, what the heck's going on? And one of us would go to the store, and sure enough, there's a car smashed into a telephone pole in someone's yard, you know? And it would take hours for them to fix it. And then about maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, nothing. We lost power during a really high windstorm, like one of those hurricanes that just brushed my part of South Carolina. But yeah, either there's been a lot less accidents. I don't think that's likely, or they changed something. But we have a stronger electric connection at this point, because we'd get a few drops of rain. I mean, it wouldn't even be a storm; it'd just be rain, and we'd lose power. I'm like, you know. And it hasn't happened in quite a few years, which is really good. I know it makes me happy. Damn cat can't leave her bowl alone. I'm on the same grid as the sheriff department and courthouse, so if it goes out, one of the first. Oh, that's handy. You're sneaky, Bonnie. Good for you. Priorities. Yeah. So today's irritated beef is with the delivery system of parcels, packages, and needful things. That's what the little rant's going to be about. Little rant, little bit. Although it's something I've ranted about before, and I have complained to various places about their delivery and what's required at my house, and they just ignore it and do whatever they want anyway. I'm like, hello, and I feel that I Dibble actually told me that she doesn't like to complain or doesn't want to complain. I'm like, oh, I want to complain. Yeah, because when I was working, I did my job correctly. If you're going to do a job, if you're hired to do a job, do it right. Doesn't matter what job it is. It could be burger flipping. Hey, Wolf and Hound, welcome, welcome. Um, it could be flipping burgers, could be working at a gas station, could be typing in things on a keyboard. It does not matter what you are fucking hired for. Do the job correctly. And for some reason, delivery people that come to my house can't do their fucking job correctly. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put a big sign on my window because, which probably won't make a difference. Seriously, Dibble sent me a package, and on the box itself, on the outside of the box, is please deliver to door. She's in a wheelchair. You know, where they put it? At the end of my porch, the top of my steps, 12 feet away from my front door. Thanks. My Amazon is set to deliver to front door. The Capstar stuff that I ordered for the dog, yeah, in the mailbox. Hello, that's way far away from my door. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Welcome back, Nibble. Oh, you're welcome, Wolf and Hound. I don't know which one of you is there, or both, so you're welcome. People I trust get blue wrenches. People I don't know, they have to earn it. And people I know and don't like don't get one. So, and if you act like an asshole in my chat, it gets taken away and you get booted. Bye-bye. Because that's how we roll. It's Wolf. Okay. Dibble, did you hear me tell you that you have mail? Just checking. Yeah, TG got one. TG is a brat, but she gets one. She's a lovable brat, the little Halo thief. So that is my rant. People not being able to do. I mean, I watched one of the postal people, and it wasn't a regular postal person, but okay. I watched one of the postal people through my window, go to my neighbor's house, stand at the bottom of their steps, which they have like 4 or 5 steps going up to the front. And he threw their package onto the porch. And I could see that if their Rottweiler was out on the porch, but it was not. So, hello, thanks for that. I hope it wasn't glass. The mods on the Wolf and Hound channel are snipers. They have orders to eliminate any and all problems. Oh, I have people that do that. My people get those little bastards right away. Well, bam, and they're gone. And I myself am an amazing troll hunter. So there you have it. Well, I'll tell you the reason that I make people blue once they've earned it, or I know them and trust them, is because I personally was cloned when I first started on YouTube, and I was cloned twice. And the first time they just went into a chat and they were, I don't know if they were really obnoxious, but they were pretending to be me. And the second time they went into an auction and were actually bidding on things. And it looked like me, and I had never met the woman that was doing the auction, so she didn't know that it wasn't me. I woke up and people were like, "Oh, we saw you bidding," and da da da. I'm like, "Wait, who's that? I wasn't even online. What are you talking about?" And So, but I did get to meet her, and she's an amazing, amazing person. Sit flipping mama. She does sterling silver jewelry sales, and she, I believe she's still in. They do like a Christian prayer thing or something. I'm not sure what day it is because I don't follow that, but she's a very sweet lady. Although she's sassy. Hey, Bobby. Good morning. Good morning, my favorite speed bump. Hi, Donna. Um, so it's to prevent people that has stopped. What stopped? I'm pulling a Victoria. What were we talking about that stopped? People cloning? Yeah, I haven't seen anybody get cloned in a long time, but it could always happen. And there are people that will accidentally block someone from a channel. It does happen, or block them personally or whatever. So my show stopped. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Oh, Kelly's show. Full sentences, Darlene. It's early. The Christian one that she was doing. Okay, but she is always available to give prayers to anybody who needs them, which is very sweet. Um, yeah, well, the people that know you would know it's not you, but if someone cloned you and went into a channel that you don't normally go to, they would not know it's not you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. It is, Bobby. In just a few minutes, it's his birthday. Oh, I don't know. That sucks. I want to go. Somebody will have to come get me. So, and I mean, I've was it Beverly accidentally blocked me, like a personal block, because I was in chats and people were talking to Beverly and I couldn't see her. And I'm like, wait, how is Beverly here, but I can't see her? And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But we cleared it up and I was accidentally blocked. And she actually had a few people that were accidentally blocked. She was so upset, thinking that they were going to get mad, you know? But it happens, especially on a phone. See, I don't use my phone for YouTube. Um, Gummy up time, just got off the mower, soaking wet, and now I'm in for most of the day. Well, good. Take a break. Relax. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Annie. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys have a great day too, Wolf. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, or if you can't be careful, don't name it after me because if I'm not there to enjoy it, I don't want it named after me. So, but that's why people get blue. And every once in a while you get an asshole that comes in and just starts kicking people out, and I don't want that happening on my channel. So, yeah. Bye, Wolf, and thank you for stopping in and saying hey. So sale today, guys, at 2 o'clock. I'm excited. Definitely tackle hug her for me. Definitely squish her. Squish her good. I hope you have an awesome time, Donna. Well, you are more than welcome, Lisa. I've actually had people occasionally message me and go, "Could you go live early because I'm bored?" And I'm like, I'm not even awake yet. Leave me alone." So I have occasionally gone a few minutes early, but today it was 30 seconds early. So yep. Yep. I got the earrings made last night, and I have put a magnifier headset on my wish list on Amazon. I'm probably gonna get it myself, but I stuck it on there so I wouldn't forget it. Hey, Mr. Jim. Um, okay, Donna, that's awesome because my eyes were bugging out last night with the little jump rings. So I've got, I think, 7 pairs of sterling earrings, 6 of which have the natural stone in them, and one is a pair that I found because I had a friend of mine send me some. Well, I didn't have them send them. They were kind enough to send me some sterling silver ear wires. Um, I will, Donna. I will. They sent me some sterling silver ear wires, so I had those, and I found the little container that has this sterling silver. Because my sterling silver, I always keep my sterling silver components with, hey, 710, with my natural stones, because fuck, they go together, right? So my natural stone beads and my sterling are all together. So yeah, little jump rings. Oh, my eyes are bugging out today. But I found a pair of earrings in there, and I'm like, where did these come from? I mean, I'm sure I bought them, but I have no idea when or where or from who or yeah. They've been in there for 20 years though, so they're vintage-ish. Don't tell Rhonda I said that. Morning, Monster Zero. They are little sterling heart earrings, and they have the earring wires that hook in the back, so they're extremely secure. I'm like, oh, these are interesting. I don't know where I got them from, but they're cute. I like them. I cannot put silver through my skin like earrings or body jewelry. I can't use sterling that way. It infects my skin immediately. I can wear it on the surface, but I can't put it through like the holes in your ears. So, but I did use sterling wires. If anybody likes them and wants them switched out, I do have some hypoallergenic wires, so I can switch those out for you. I gave you a little preview because I took pictures of them last night. Hopefully my laptop won't decide to go, we don't want to work for you. And these are the garnet ones. I have 2 pairs of these. They're both the same. So and those are the garnet earrings. Aren't they cute? Short little dangles. They're very delicate. These little charms are very small. So the earrings are all like very dainty, I guess you would call them. Dibble, you're lucky. I can't. I think I showed you guys the charms last live. I haven't tried, Donna, since my hands started acting up, but I can try. I don't know if I have any stretchy cord. I know I have stretchy cord. I just don't know where it is. Morning, Miss Joni. You're welcome, monster. Hi, Jen. Good morning. So I can show you just to remind everyone what the general size of the charms were. Ooh, I almost hit Leave Studio. That would have been bad. Robin did that the other night. I'm like, damn, I just pulled a Robin. Good morning, Robin, if you're listening. I get it. Yeah, Dawn, I get it. And you're afraid of wearing it and having it break. Yeah, definitely. So these are the little charms. You can see that's a quarter, obviously. So these are the size of them, and I have um, this um, the garnet that's right next to the quarter. I have that available for $10, but I only had one of them. So basically, you could put it on a charm bracelet or use it as a pendant. And that garnet is square. Here, hold on, let me see. Make it bigger. I can make it bigger. See that one? It's a little bit. It's same basic design as the oval ones, the marquee cut, but it's an emerald cut, and it's just a little. It's a different design. So, and then I have two different styles of amethyst, and I have the onyx, and then I have lapis. And the one lapis flash is really nice. The other one doesn't, but I think it's just dirty. I haven't cleaned any of them. Because they're so tiny, it's hard for me to hold on to. But yeah. So that's the size of them. Um, oh no, Donna. That sucks. I hate it when I lose jewelry. Although, like I've said during my sale last week, that when I do bracelets, I do them with magnetic clasps because you're constantly using your hands for things. So I figure if it gets caught on something, the magnetic clasp will just let go and the bracelet itself won't break. And that way I can either recover it myself, or if I can't and someone finds it, then it makes their day. They got something pretty, and it was obviously meant to go to somebody else. Hey, Paul. Hi, Paul. Bye, Paul. So I like to use magnetic clasps, and because of my hands, it's easier for me to get on and off. Because with those magnetic clasps, you get them within a few millimeters of each other, and they close themselves, which is nice, and they're easy to get off. So I started using those when I started having the arthritis and the nerve damage in my hands. I'm doing okay, Paul. How are you doing? I'm excited about my sale today. I have a sale going on at 2 o'clock. And I'm also going to be 2 p.m., Bobby. 2 p.m. Eastern. Um, my beautiful Susanna, have you recovered? Poor Susanna. Yeah, the magnetic clasps really, really helps. And the one thing that I hate using, and I did use them in the beginning when I was doing my regular beading, is barrel clasps. Barrel clasps are horrible for people that have problems with their hands. So I try to avoid them. I did sell some things that have barrel clasps. I do have some things with barrel clasps, although I believe I can change those out if people want them. Well, I won't guarantee that because I don't know where any of my clasps are. Um, yeah, I know. I live in the land of many things and can't find a damn thing. I have an entire tote somewhere full of stuff that I'm missing, and I know it's probably all together. I just can't find it. And I've gone through everything I can reach, including things that I pulled muscles in my back stretching to reach. Um, with your hands, you need fold over clasps. I actually don't have any of those fold over clasps. Um, I don't think. I might have a Swarovski fold over clasp. I'm not sure. I had gotten a bunch of Swarovski clasps when they were on sale one day. Yeah, Don, I imagine. Well, most resellers do, but considering I'm in, it's just I can't get to things. I can't reach things. I cannot wait to get this room done and get you're on oxygen trying to recover. Did you let Tina eat last night? I want to show you guys something. Um, Check this out. I absolutely love these. These are awesome. I got them yesterday. Look at, look at, look at. They're bears. Dibble sent them to me. They were in the box she sent me. Aren't they adorable? They're little stone bears. Well, the two of them are gold stone, which is a man-made stone, but I still love it. I've actually made my first ring when I was a freshman in high school, and I took we had jewelry making in art class. My first ring was made out of goldstone, so those are red goldstone, and then a tiger eye bear. Aren't those awesome? I love them. They're adorable. Thank you, Dibble. Bears. So I had to show them off. Right, Bobby? She would have she's absolutely gonna be, because she did a live once when Tina was helping her with some stuff, and man, Susanna micromanages. What are you doing? Why are you doing it that way? You're not supposed to do it. They're so funny. I was just concerned that Tina wasn't gonna be able to eat. Because, hey, fish chick finds. Susanna kept threatening to throw out her dinner. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, or sleep in the car. Sorry, I had to go back up and find fish chick's comment so I can make her blue, because I know who that is. Oh, have fun, fish chicks. It's going to be so much fun. I hope Kodi, she ate. Good. I'm glad. I hope you guys video this grand meeting of yours at Chili's. So, yeah, I have decided to let my affinity charms go. I had gotten 2 sets of the same. Yep, monster, I do. I had gotten 2 sets of affinity charms, which these things are so expensive, because I got 1 set for me and 1 set for John. So what I did is I took a few out that I wanted to keep that really resonate the me and John thing. Like one of them is best friends, and then there's wisdom, strength, family, that kind of thing. So I kept some of those aside, and I have a few that I'm going to be selling. They're not cheap though, because I looked them up, and yeah, they go for a pretty penny retail. So these are, and I know I paid out the ass for them when I got them, so I'll probably be selling those for around $20 a piece. And then I found it's amazing what I find in my stuff when I actually look through my stuff. I found two Pandora style charms. They're not marked. They were in with my sterling silver though, so they had to have been. I had to have bought them as sterling. And mind you, this is before YouTube. I didn't shop eBay, so everything I got was. Yep, Jennifer. Today at 2 o'clock. I made the thumbnail 3 days ago. Well, I scheduled it 3 days ago. I already had the thumbnail man. And so one is Greek cross, which means that all of the sides are even, and the other is a little heart with a keyhole in it, and then it has a little key that dangles off the bottom of it. It's absolutely adorable. But they aren't marked. I know they're sterling, but they're not marked, so I'm not selling them as sterling. But they're very cute. So, and then I have something different that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a giveaway today. Surprise giveaway. Um, and all of my labels and things will be done on Wednesday. Thank you, Jennifer. I was going to do the labels from Saturday's auction. I was going to do those last Wednesday, but when my mom told me that my daughter, my oldest daughter, got tested positive for COVID again, and my mom lives in the house with her, I figured it would probably be a bad idea for my mom to handle my laptop because she grabs it out of my room and brings it out to the studio for me because it's very awkward for me to try and get it out there when I'm in the wheelchair. So I then decided that, I would do all my labeling on the 3rd. And that way people that have already bought from me. Oh, I was like, who are you talking about? And then I remembered what the conversation was. People that have already bought from me will either not get charged more shipping, or if it goes over what it would normally be, then it will be adjusted. But I don't think it will. I mean, the stuff's not heavy unless I do like mystery jewelry bag or something, which amazingly bags of jewelry weigh a lot. Who knew? I haven't made any of those. I am thinking about it though, because I do have 2 boxes that are around 15 pounds or so of costume jewelry that's both wearable and non-wearable. I don't want to sort through that stuff. It hurts my hands. So I may do some mystery jewelry bags. And they're not going to be labeled as craft or as wearable because I don't know what's in them. So they'll be mystery jewelry bags, but those will be in the next sale. Unless someone wants to take a chance on it, and they can do that too. But, yeah. And I do have the dish towel set. I still have the little sweater set that my mom made. What else? I have that. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell that purse that I was talking about. It's the one that I bought as leather, and I don't think it's leather. It does not smell like leather. So, yeah, but Jen, when you have somebody who cooks as good as Susanna, you want to eat her food. I used to try and get John to cook all the time because he was a really good cook, but he was also lazy and he was a messy cook. Oh my God. You see those commercials and the TV shows where the person, and it could be guy, could be girl, I'm not being sexist here, but one person goes into the kitchen and they cook an absolutely delicious meal. And then you walk into the kitchen and it's pots and pans and stuff on the floor and all over the counters. Yeah, that was John. Drove me crazy. Because John and I's rule was whoever cooks, the other person cleans up. Yeah, see, when I cook, I clean as I go. John never learned that. It drove me nuts. So I'm not, and I think that person got caught by a cat claw. So it has like a little tick in it. Like, and I don't want to sell something that's defective. So, because with something, especially when the leather's not real, if it has a puncture in it, yeah, that's gonna fall apart quick. So I have to look it over again. I do have the little faux leather covered notepad. It does not have the little pen in it, but it is a really cute notepad, and it has a solar calculator in it that still works. I did, Jen. I got 2 of them. Why anyone needs like a 10-foot cord, I have no idea. But one of them has a really long cord. The other one is shorter. I think it's said it was like 30. No, this is not 3 feet long. It's, well, maybe it is. It's like 39 inches. And I did hook it up last night, and it took 8 hours, between 6 and 8 hours, because I forget when I plugged it in, and I was using it while it was plugged in. But it did fully charge my phone, and my phone wasn't connecting and disconnecting, connecting and disconnecting, because listening to doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo constantly will drive you out of your tree. So yeah, that problem's fixed. So it did charge. Yay! And it didn't take 2 days, and I threw away the old charger. I'm like, nope, not keeping that. So And this one's cool. It's blue, which is good because my charger for my old phone is white, and I kept grabbing the wrong one every time I needed to charge one of the phones because I use my old phone for the alarm because it's really loud. And my new phone, the alarm is even at full volume. The alarm is not that loud. So yeah, I feel like a drug dealer. I've got two phones sitting in front of me. Yeah. Well, when I got the new phone, it charged really slow. Yeah, charged really, really slow. And I'm like, what is going on? Because my old phone, within an hour, my phone was fully charged. And I'm like, what is going on with the new phone? And I mean, it was a brand new phone. It was the charger that came with it, everything was completely brand new. And so we thought maybe it was the charger, like there was a wire that was broken in it or something. And then when the cats knocked my phone off my table, because they caught the cord itself, they jumped from under the table up onto my bed and they hooked it. Yeah. Um, and my phone, only part of it hit the floor. The cord caught it and it bent the connecting end on the charger. So, but I think the port in the phone itself is a little defective, I think. Um, but yeah, so problem solved. This will work. It's faster than the original cord was, and faster than the broken cord was, of course. That'll work. I mean, I use my phone mostly to play my games and to do my color by number on. So, you know, um, yeah, that was a bad rule for you. Hmm. So yeah, so we did get a charger. Thank you, Dibble. Dibbly doo. And she had all kinds of stuff in that box, man. It was like a dibbly doo special delivery box. It was awesome. Um, I love surprise boxes. It was like Christmas in July. I got pens, and she sent me AA batteries, and she sent me some stamps. I'm like, am I getting a pen pal? Some thank you cards, so I can put thank you cards in the envelopes that will fit. Yep, it was a Kodi care package. Um, because I do have the really small envelopes, like the 3x5 envelopes, and these cards won't fit in it, but they'll fit in the 5x7 envelopes and bigger. And shipping packages. The long cords come in handy. Well, I sit like 2 feet away from my computer, and that's usually where I am. Um, oh, but I mean, you can always use a bread tie and loop it up so that I don't have a cord hanging all over the place for the cats to fuck with. And fuck with it, they will. Onyx mostly. I have to have my cords rolled up and sitting next to me and something on top of them, or Onyx will come over, grab an end of one of them, and run off with it. Um, I remember the first time I didn't have it covered, and I left the room to go put the dog out and all that. I came back, and I just barely saw the end of the cord at the end of my bed. She had grabbed it and taken off with it, and it was just barely hanging on. I was able to grab it. Yeah, Onyx is a little troublemaker. Oh, Dibble, no, the box was great. The box was absolutely fantastic. She sent me a pen with a daisy on it. It's a floppy daisy. I was looking out and I just laughed and I'm like, fucking Dibble. It was awesome. So I have plenty of pens. And she really is, Thomas. She made my day. She did. She did. Yep. My Dibble makes me smile. I want Kodi to have stuff and I have too much stuff, so it works. Yeah, it does. It does. And I thought she was kidding yesterday when she said she sent me oatmeal. She was not kidding. She put 3 packets of oatmeal in the box. Unfortunately, I do not like oatmeal, but my mom loves that stuff, so I'm gonna give that to my mom. She sent me some flavored water stuff, Propel, 0 calorie, strawberry kiwi, I believe was the flavor. I've never had Propel. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, I'm sure somebody at my mom's house will. Because I'd love to see that say that the kids eat anything, but they don't really. Unless it's junk food, they don't want to eat it. Um, my mom splurged on herself, by the way. She said she was at the store and she saw spare ribs that looked really good, and she hadn't had them in so long, so she grabbed the package and made them for herself. She made her own barbecue sauce. Um, and she made them for herself, and it's gonna last her like 4 meals. But she was really happy with how they came out. She's like, "Oh my god, they were so good." My mom's so cute, and so I was glad that she got something for herself because my mom will cook dinner and nobody will eat it. And I'm like, "Stop making food for them." Morning, Danny Mae, my bitch. How's my tig? Um, so I'm glad that she's oriented towards making things she likes. And I am going to give her the recipe for the adobo chicken. I talked to her and she was like, "Oh, I would love the recipe." She's like, "I don't like chicken thighs though, so I'd have to make it with chicken breasts." I'm like, "Mom, you can make it with any kind of chicken you want. Otherwise, you can't call it adobo chicken. You'd have to call it adobo something else." But yeah, so I'm gonna give her that recipe, which I'm actually gonna have to look up one of the recipes on allrecipe.com because my recipe is adjusted and I don't really measure anything. And if my mom can't measure something, she doesn't know how to make it. So, mm. Aw, that's good. You should have his head on your pillow, my pig. So, but I am going to give her the recipe. She asked. Oh, and Dibble gave me a little stack of notepads too. They're little. I don't know how big they are. I threw the paper away, but they're little notepads, and I will be using those today. Yeah, Jennifer, you curl yourself around your dog and cuddle. Simi doesn't like it when I do that. She gets all terrified. I don't know why, but yeah, spooning the dog. You just curl around your puppy. Not that kind of spooning, just spooning curled up. And Tig was the little spoon. I'm wondering if Daddy May ever notices that I ask how the dogs are doing. I never ask how Jake is doing. It's not purposely. I'm just more dog oriented, I guess. And I just realized it myself. I never say, "Hey, how's Jake?" I'm all like, "Hey, how's my Tig?" Mm, yeah, cuddling the dog. I do that with the neighborhood too. I don't. When we first moved in here, it took me a year to learn people names. I knew everybody's dogs' names, but I didn't know who any of the people were. So I'd be like with Donnie, he had only one Chihuahua at the time, and her name's Fifi. For anybody who knows what a Fifi is, you know how funny that was for me and John to hear. But I'd be like, "Oh well, Fifi's owner." You know what I mean? I didn't know anybody's name. Yeah, Jennifer, I could see where the confusion would come in. Or the what? Yeah. I do it every once in a while just to mess with Simi. I'll grab her and have her back to my front and be like, "Hi, my shimmy baby," like this. I just woke her up. Um, and she's looking at me like, "What are you doing to me? Why are you holding on to me? What's going on?" I do it just to fuck with my dog. I have to fuck with her every once in a while. She's used to it by now. So, I don't like my dogs that much. Jennifer. Aw, Jen. Hey, I like stuff. I do, especially if it's useful stuff. And everything Dibble sent me was useful. Um, it or will be at some point. You sleep with your clothes on. Danny Mae's all paranoid now. She's clarifying that this was completely innocent and platonic with the dog. Okay, which I knew, but Bye, fish chick finds. Have a great day. Thank you for the, the well wishes for my sale. And tell everybody I said hi. They're going to be told, Kodi said hi. Everybody is going to turn around and say, Kodi said hi. Yeah, I don't like it when I don't mind Simi licking my face. I have no problem with that, but I don't like it on my mouth itself. But I love dog kisses. And Simi is one of the lickiest dogs I have ever met in my life. You have to be careful, like, because I don't sleep with clothes on. Um, I have to make sure that the all my naughty bits are covered because if there's skin, Simi will lick it. Um, John mooned me one day and he was too close to the bed and Simi licked him on a butt cheek. It was so funny. Oh, I've never seen that man jump so high in my life. It was great. Mm. But I'll be sleeping and Simi will actually wake me up licking my hand. You know, because she usually starts off when I lay down and go to sleep. Simi will start off laying next to my head. Um, and I always have my right hand up next to my head. And I before I had to wear the gloves, I would wake up, Simi be licking my hand. I'm like, oh dog, leave me alone, you know. But yeah, John didn't either. John didn't like dog kisses. Mihai used to give little teeny tiny kisses. Like just she'd touch her nose to your face and just or your hand, and just the tip of her tongue would come out to give a kiss because John hated it. So I used to set Simi on him all the time. Give him kisses. But Simi is the kiss champion, the dog kiss champion of South Carolina, I think. Well, that just means all parts of them are clean. I will tell you the Capstar stuff did work. I gave it to her yesterday. As soon as it came in the house, I opened that package up and gave it to her. I had to trick her and put it in a piece of bread, little corner of bread. But within 10 minutes, she was like twitching and she'd give a scratch or she'd like look at her own butt. Um, so the fleas were definitely that were left on her were definitely dying. Yeah, Simi doesn't do that. Well, she occasionally gets in the cat box for her cat box crunchies, but she actually doesn't do that too much either anymore, which is good because I used to keep the cat box like separated as well as I could. Like I had a barricade set up, but I had to change that because I have to be able to get in and out of the room. Well, Danny May, I know you're fine because if you're not, you call me and tell me, gooberhead. Dibble. That's so gross. My dad would say something like that too. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I know where the licking psychologically comes from. For a dog to give you kisses, it's a sign of submission that you're in a higher part of the pack than they are. Because I've seen Simi do it with Dodge, Issa's dog. Um, Simi would lick the corners of his mouth. Immediately, that was the first thing she'd do is she'd go out there and lick the corners of his mouth. And I saw my son's dog did that, tried doing that with Simi. It was just like showing the other dog they know where they are on the totem pole type of thing. Uh, and I mean, dogs groom, you know, so and they groom each other. So basically, your dog is trying to groom you. Yeah, you're the leader of your dog pack, Jennifer. You're the alpha bitch. I need to make a pendant that says that alpha bitch or a ring. I will be bringing up the rings that I made before. Um, the little turtle ring and the pewter rings and things like that because I haven't shown those in a little bit. And someone might be interested in them. You never know. They better not lick you. Well, as alpha, it's up to you. It's just up to you to train them not to do that. So I'm sure you have if you don't like it. Yes, May, this conversation is all because of you. I do have to fix one of the pairs of amethyst earrings because someone distracted me while I was making the earrings yesterday, and I actually put one of the charms on backwards, which I didn't notice until I was taking pictures of them. Yeah, yeah. I need to make more bitch pieces. I do. Kodiak Creations bitch collection. There we go. Um, see, Issa always thought that she was alpha to her dog, and she wasn't. Hell, at one point we trained Issa. My Our dog Miha trained Issa how to fetch. It was the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. When we lived over in Crackland, and Issa moved in, uh, Miha was outside, and John brought out the hey casual. We brought out her soccer ball, which was slightly deflated, so that she could grab onto it. And yeah, Dibble. Of course I am casual. Why the fuck would I change? Have you met me? Uh, and Issa was all like, "Oh, I want to play with the dog," and we're like, "Okay." So she throws the ball, and Miha sat down and looked at her and just stared at her. So Issa went and got the ball, brought it back, and Miha actually looked at John and I like, "Haha, I got her to go get the ball, right?" So then Issa's like, "Is she not going to go get the ball?" I was like, "I don't know. Throw it again. See." So she throws the ball again. The dog just sits there and stares at her. So Issa went to get the ball again. And I was like, "Look, Miha just trained Issa how to fetch." It was so funny. Yeah, they can be Jen, but they make up for it. Church lady Cody, wash your mouth. I don't go to church, Dibble, so fuck that. I did casual. I paid it the day of the day after my sale, one day before it was technically due. I did. I got it all paid in full. And my sale went really well. Not really well, like most people would be like, $500-$600 well, but it went well enough. I was able to pay the electric bill, and I was able to do a Walmart grocery order, and so my mom did not have to buy food for me last week. And since it was her birthday on the 25th, I thought that was a nice birthday present that mom did not have to spend money on me. She was happy. And I got the stuff for my adobo chicken. So it was a win win. And it made me feel really good that I could buy my own food, because I feel so guilty with my mom buying my food. So I had a week where I didn't have to feel guilty. It was nice. It was very nice. And I do appreciate everybody who purchased for me. Thank you so much. And I hope I have stuff that you'll. I have a lot. I mean, some of the stuff I have is a repeat. I mean, I don't have a ton of stuff. So um, a lot of the times I have to just re-show things that I haven't sold. But I do have a few new things today. Um, so I'm happy about that. And I'm going to be doing something a little different, um, which is a surprise. But it does involve natural stones. So, but yeah, yeah. And then on Wednesday, when I had to leave for a little bit because Issa showed up, and I thought she would have Talon with her. She did not. I was very upset. I was disappointed. She did not have Talon. But while I was away from my own live, Brandon did an impromptu sale and then sent me half the money from that. So I was able to get the Capstar stuff for the dog. So, uh, same to you, Thomas. Lots of hearts, and I hope you have a good birthday. I know you're going through a rough time, but try to have a good birthday because she would want you to enjoy your birthday. And I found something on Amazon. I was looking for a magnifying system that I could attach to my table or stand, on my work table with a magnifier and a light because my eyes, you know. And I found these headbands that you can use, and they work kind of like glasses. And they have different lenses that you can change out, and they have a little LED light on them. And I found that one that was normally $30, and it's on sale for 20. So that's on my wish list. Although it's not on my wish list, so somebody else will buy it. See, I use my wish list as kind of like a holding pattern because I can't pile up all this stuff in my cart because I can never afford all of the stuff that would be in my cart. So I put it on my wish list along with some jewelry making supplies and stuff. The stuff that I can't reach, you know. Um, yeah. So, but I think a magnifying headband will help me with beadwork too because those seed beads are tiny. Hmm. Yes, they are. Dimple, you're so sweet. So it's a wish list, right? So I put stuff on it for my wish list. I did take some stuff off it because it's no longer available or it's I'm like, no, I don't want that. But that was a note for you, not for everybody. You don't have a wish list? TG disappeared, Danny Mae. I don't know. She's here somewhere. Yeah, Darlene knows. They're tiny. Those seed beads are tiny. And I have not only the 11 aughts, but I also have 15 aughts. I have a few of the really, really tiny, tiny ones. Um, those get used very rarely. Jennifer, I was told both Victoria and Dan the Answer Man, when he was around, both told me to do a wish list on Amazon. So I was like, okay. And I never put up the link. So I, but like I have a tray on there that attaches to the wheelchair, and it's called a laptop tray or a laptop desk for the wheelchair, and it actually attaches to the leg of the wheelchair instead of being one that sits on the arms. Because let me tell you something, I have the setback arms. They don't go all the way out to the edge. Oh, you're making a tiger's head. That's cool. Yeah, it might, but yeah. So unless you're like 90 pounds, there's no way that the little desk thing that fit on the arm of your wheelchair is going to work on mine. And I am definitely my leg isn't even 90 pounds, and that's the one that I'm missing half of. So I was looking, and they only had one at the time. I don't know if they have more now, but they only had one at the time. It attaches, and it you can um, bend it up and back so it's out of the way. But it also sits in front of you, so it would be easier for me to move things like my laptop um, and laundry. I'd be able to like put the laundry basket on it and wheel out to get my laundry out there. I can't actually, well, I can wash it. I can't get it in the dryer or get it out of the dryer, but we've made progress. I've learned that I can get the things in the washer. I just can't get them out. But it's like $130, and I don't expect anybody to buy that for me. You know what I mean? But because I found it and it was the only one, I put it on the wish list, so it's there for me if I ever have the money for it. Um, so things like that, you know. Yeah, Jen. The problem is that my oldest daughter and the grandkids live with my mom, and right now, my mom's making excuses for my oldest, but right now, my oldest daughter is doing her outternship. I don't know why they call it that. It should be internship, but um, she's doing her volunteer work with a veterinarian clinic, and she's going to school. And she works at the school, but she only works on weekends. It's part time, so she doesn't actually pay for anything except the internet bill. It's the only thing my daughter's paying for at my mom's house. So my mom is buying all the food for the house. Ah, Jennifer, good check. If you win, we're all going on vacation with you, girl. So I feel like I'm an extra burden to my mom financially. Yeah, but just because no one won the whole thing doesn't mean you didn't win. You might not have won some. Welcome back, Danny Mae. So yeah, I feel guilty. I mean, my mom should not have to buy my food. You know what I mean? I should be the one helping my mom. It just So it just makes me feel bad. And it doesn't help that every day, every time my mom comes in the house, she goes, food prices went up again. Yeah. you know? So, right, Donna, you might just have won 1 million. No biggie. Hey. So I don't like being dependent on someone else for anything. I really don't. I mean, it drives me nuts that I have to ask my neighbor to get my mail. And they take my trash out to the curb for me. I have another neighbor that mows my lawn for me, and they're so sweet to help me out, and I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. But I don't like depending on other people. I've always been able to pay my own way, even if I was very limited with funds. So for me to have to, and my mom is very sweet to help me out. She is. She's not gonna let me starve. You know what I mean? Um, but I haven't asked her to. Well, she bought chicken when I made the chicken, potatoes, and carrots. Uh, she bought the stuff for that dish, and that lasted me 3 meals because the chicken was it's Kosh chicken breasts. They're frozen, and they pump them full of water. So when I made it, it watered down my dish. First of all, when it released all the water, and the chicken shrunk like 50%. Otherwise, it would have lasted me 4 or 5 meals. But when I bought the chicken breast, the chicken thighs for the chicken adobo, yeah, no, I know they do, and I appreciate everybody on YouTube, my YouTube angels that help me out, and like Dibble sends me little goodie packages, my dibbly dobbly do boxes. I so appreciate everybody on YouTube because y'all don't even know how much you make me smile when people gift me things or send me something out of the blue. It just the fact that someone thought about me makes me feel so good. You know what I mean? And I used to do that for other people. So now I know how they felt when I helped out them. So I want to be able to do that again. And unless I win that $1 billion, I'm not going to be able to. And I can't get out to get a ticket. So that's not going to happen. But that's the thought is there. You would think, Jen, right? In South Carolina, it's called the education lottery because a part of all the proceeds go to the educational system, which you would think would be better, and our education system sucks. Oh yeah, absolutely, art casual. And watch when the number finally hits, it's going to be like 50 people that have that number or more. You know what I mean? It's not going to be one person that wins all that. You know what I get a kick out of though is when someone who's like my mom's age wins the lottery. My mom just turned 90. When and you can't leave it to anybody. So she would have like if my mom won the lottery, which she doesn't play, so but if my mom won the lottery, she would have to take the bulk amount and then disperse that, in her will or whatever. Because you can't if you take payments, which means you get more of your money if you do the payments. But if you do the payments, you can't leave that to anybody. So you can't and I leave my lottery winnings to da 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 and have them get the payments. So if you don't take the bulk amount and you take the payments and you die, that money just gets put back into whatever secret fund the government might have. There's my conspiracy theory for the day. So I say thank you all the time, Danny Mae, bitch, because you always get one back. Yep, Donna. Not promised tomorrow by anybody. Take the bulk. I can't get out to get a ticket. So, and I don't have cash. But, because, oh yeah, if I want a huge amount of money like that, custom house made to my specifications, all, handicapped accessible type of stuff. Oh yeah. It says someone matched all 6 numbers in Illinois. According to all the news channels, nobody won it. Oh, Dibble. I don't know what you're doing, but that should be private. My dad used to play the lottery every week. Same numbers every week. Never won. But that was his little guilty pleasure. Well, besides the Playboys that I found down in the basement. And the phone number, the women's phone numbers I found in his jacket after he died from when he went golfing when we lived in Massachusetts. Yeah. Yeah, I know you like to share nibble. Well, my dad used to do the same number, and whenever I get them, I do quick picks because I figure, okay, if I'm going to gamble, I might as well gamble, right? So, quick oik. Oh, best typo ever. Uh, let's see. Yeah, it's true. One winner, $1.28 billion in Illinois. Congratulations. Don't blow it all in one place. Stay away from the strippers and the blow, man. And I hope it's somebody that is actually young enough to enjoy the money. I mean, like I was saying, you either get somebody who's 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot in a banana peel, or you get someone who's so young that they blow it completely really fast. Although, how the hell you would blow $1 billion, I don't know, but eh, right? Can we get a loan? Where is this person? Have you seen my YouTube channel? Please donate. Patrick. No, strippers are not a bad thing, but if you blow all your money on strippers, there's going to be a lot of regret there. You know what I mean? Because strippers, you get to look but not touch. I mean, if you're going to blow the money on something like that, invest in hookers. Have them tested first. They're rearranging their furniture again. 6 cups here the other night. Woohoo! Yeah, we've had that in our neighborhood before. A couple of neighborhoods I've lived in, actually. Yep. Well, a universal congratulations to the lottery winner. I hope that they are actually able to enjoy their winnings. Danny May. Yeah, I know, Dibble. Shut up. Danny May, I love you. Patrick, where do you strip at? Danny May got some dollars. That would be nice, wouldn't it, Jennifer? If you're still on good terms, anyway. Patrick has a plan. Nice. See, now I personally, if I won a large amount, most of that would go into some kind of investments that are not more gambling, like stocks. It would go into like a bank, which technically is still gambling these days, but you know what I mean. But I would have a set amount set aside for me to just play with because you have to indulge in some bullshit if you win the lottery. You know what I mean? You have to be like, hey, I'm gonna go into the store and just buy whatever the fuck I want. I'm not even gonna ask how much it costs. You know what I mean? Um, but you have to set a limit on that too. See, John always said that if he won the lottery, that he would put it in my name and I would dish it out to him because otherwise he'd blow it all. So John had a plan too. First, I would donate all my inventory. So John and I had an arrangement that if either of us won the lottery, we would split it with the other person. And the almost ending of our friendship at one point, because what he did was above and beyond wrong. Uh, I told him that the lottery agreement still stood because he fucking owes me. And he agreed to it. So his wife was not happy. She's like, wait a minute, you can't give away money that's mine. He goes, it's not yours, bitch, if I win. And he knew that she would blow his money if he won. So, yeah, that was the agreement, is that if he won, he would split it with me, and his half would go in a separate account. The plan was always to have like CDs that we would we would get the interest into a checking account. And I mean, depending on how much you win, you can live a long time on that. My mom has like $500,000 in the bank, and the interest from those CDs um, drops into her checking account. So that's why she can afford to help me out and things like that. But still, it's still makes me feel bad. You would buy your health and beauty from my friends. Danny May. Well, I mean, my plans from before the amputation are a lot different than they would be now. Now I would be oriented towards getting a place to live that is easy for me to move around and function in, that I can do everything in, like the laundry, that it wouldn't be a dirt driveway, and the end of the ramp would be done correctly so I don't do face plant in the driveway. I'd be able to access everything. Still wouldn't be able to mow the lawn, but I'd be able to function better and get out of my house. That'd be nice. So I was telling Issa that because she asked if my neighbor on the other side, Sarah, if she ever comes over. I'm like, no, never hear from her. It's pretty lonely. You know what I mean? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, sometimes I get lonely too. Okay, she's got a son and she's got her boyfriend or fiance or whatever. Yeah, robotic mower. Um, get a little BB-8 mower. Have that out there. A little BB-8 lawnmower. That would be awesome. And I was just like, seriously, you can leave your house and go wherever you want. You've got a car. You've got mobility. You've got your son, and you've got your significant other. And I understand how you can feel lonely, but it's like immediately she's trying to one up me with how she's lonely just like me. No, you're not lonely just like me. I haven't left my house in 3 years. I haven't even gone out the door in 3 years. Yeah, the two cannot be compared. You know what I mean? I mean, it literally felt weird to have Issa in the house because nobody comes here. So it felt really odd to have another person in my house. So, but that's Issa's always been like that. She always got to one up you or compare her problems to yours and shit like that. I'm like, bitch, you making money and don't have to worry about food, you know? I'm like, So yeah, I get a little bitter sometimes when Issa talks. Because the girl got a hell of a lot more good going on than she's got negative, you know? Hey, Caroline, good morning. But it's all a matter of perspective, you know? So she's doing my neighbor Donnie's taxes. That's why she was in the neighborhood. Yeah, Jen, I would too. If I had that kind of money and I blew it all, I would feel so stupid. I really would. I'd be like, oh my god, what was I thinking? So yeah, that was always the plan, is to put most of it in CD accounts in the bank and have interest dropped in and live on the interest. Um, but John and I had plans to buy property, and we were going to each build a house on the property, like have the driveway come down into the big circle, and we each have a house on one side, either side of the circle. The indoor pool would be in the middle, but the yards would be all fenced in, but they'd be connected so the dogs could all play. Yeah, it was a whole thing. We had it all planned out, and then the fucker died on me, so now I can't do it even if I won. Yeah. My donations would go to animal charities. It would, because so many people make donations to kids and to disease research and all that, which is great, and I don't have a problem with that. But I see so many abused animals or neglected animals. Even just looking out my door, I see it. I had 3 dogs laying on my porch the other day. I'm like, don't you have a home to go to? You know what I mean? I'm like, I open my door and there's dogs laying on my porch. I'm like, you don't live here. What are you doing? Yeah. Um, People just let their animals run amok, and I'm like, ugh. That was one of my plans, Donna, was to open an animal shelter, mostly for pitties, because down here, well, I know it happens everywhere, but it seems prolific here as people turn into backyard breeders to try and make money, and they don't take the proper precautions. The guy next door was trying to do that, and he had 2 litters of puppy die from parvo. Um, he didn't get his dogs their breeding shots because when I asked him about it, he goes, "Breeding shots? What's that?" So I know he didn't get them. Um, it just Yeah, Jen, the landlord tried, but he doesn't want to take apart the door jamb itself. His dad doesn't want him to take that apart, to flatten it out or to do a lower ramp. So, yeah. I mean, I can get out. I just can't get back in. Don't get me wrong. If there's an emergency in the house, I can get out. But the lip on the outside is too high. I have to come in backwards. I've always had to do that. But someone has to pull me backwards into the house because the door frame is not wide enough and I bang my elbows on it if I try and wheel myself backwards. Um, and there's a good possibility of the back wheels hitting that door jamb and me going over backwards, which would very, very, very much be bad. Um, but if there's an emergency, I can get out and I can get down to the bottom of the ramp, and that's as far as I can go. Because if I try and, well, unless I go down the ramp backwards, because there's a lip at the bottom of the ramp, which ends in the dirt driveway, and the dirt driveway is soft, which means if I go down forward, the little wheels go plunking off of that lip and they stop, and then I fly out of the wheelchair on my face. So, nope, pass on that, which is why I need help getting in and out of the house and off the ramp. So, but he did fix it so that he put a low profile. Uh, what the hell are they called? It goes over like the room connectors, like you know how you have a little strip of metal or whatever. Well, you take that out and you put the little ramp thing, um, things like that. He did put a low profile door jamb thing on there, so I can get out. I just can't get back in. I mean, if I had an electric wheelchair, I could. It would power right over that, but I don't. No, it's not flashing. Flashing goes on the bottom of your mobile home. Um, see if I can find it because I know I looked them up at one point. They're expensive as fuck, is what they are. Um, Threshold ramps. That's what they're called. Threshold ramps or wheelchair ramps. Yeah, threshold. So, because Lisa mentioned that too, and she's like, "Well, I'll call Jay and talk to him. Like he's going to listen to her." She seems to think she's very important. Um, I'm like, "Well, we already talked about it. That's why that other one is there now." But yep, just stopped mid sentence because I opened an email. Dibbly do. You sent me an email, but you didn't reply to the email that I sent you. Patrick, thank you. Um, you know, Thunder Down Under or Chippendales can come here anytime and fix stuff. I have no problem with that. They'd have to bring their own music though, because I don't have anything to play music here except my laptop. So he does fix important stuff. I mean, like when the toilet was broken, he came in and he fixed that. And if my AC goes down, he makes sure that the crew shows up here, even on a Sunday, which costs extra. He gets that fixed for me. I told you I sent you an email twice or 3 times. Go look at your email, woman. We'll see Dibble in about a half an hour because it was a really long email. It's important. Although the first part of the email I already went over in chat, so you could probably skip that. Read it later. Yeah, my plan was always to get a place for my son too, although my son was so funny. I was like, okay, hypothetically, if you were able to build your own home, how big would it be and what would it be? He goes, just stick a mobile home on property for me. I'm good. As long as he has a place to eat and game, he's good. At this point, it would have to be a bigger one because, you know, he's got the roommates. And I like his roommates. So, well, I've never met Hector's brother. So I don't know if I like him. But I like Hector and I like Dorothy. And I really hope Dorothy is doing well. I hope she doesn't have to be on oxygen longer than what they had initially thought. But yeah, we were gonna do a house on the West Coast, either Washington or California, because John lived in both of those places and he likes them. Can't do Oregon because he's banned from Oregon for like. Oh no, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know where TG went. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. I've never shared video, so if this crashes my laptop, Danny May, you in big trouble. Yeah, casual. He got in a lot of trouble in Oregon, so they banned him. He got kicked out of Oregon. Dibble, I hope you're watching. And I hope this works. Her goose loves her. Look. See, now I'm going to picture this, that Dibble's doing this every day, hugging her gooses. See, if this was Scarlet, another goose would come up behind her and goose her. It's so cute. So there you have it. Right, Data May, it's their own damn fault. Yeah, there. I don't think there was any volume on it, was there? Let me try it again. Data May, you're so needy. Oh yeah, there is. And the volume on. Okay.
You may all know geese tend to have a reputation of being quite aggressive and by all means unaffectionate. But it's important not to generalize. I mean, just take a look at this video. This adorable goose is reunited with its owner, a woman that has clearly treated him with lots of care and love. As soon as the goose sees her, he runs straight towards her into her arms. The goose is screaming with joy, almost like if he was crying. The woman hugs him and pets him just like you would a dog. This adorable video is from Little Rock, Arkansas, and the woman is named Cindy. You can see how the goose gets out of control and absolutely ecstatic when he hears Cindy's voice. He looks like he misses those cuddles very much. As you can see, any kind of animal is capable of...
That voice, by the way, is from the channel The Finest. I recognize that. I watch that channel all the time. There you go. So yeah. So Danny May sent me that and said, "Can you share this with Dibble and Toilet Girl?" And I was like, "Yes," and then I forgot. Sorry. You thought it was Danny May? Yeah. No, I don't think Tig would like gooses. Well, that's true, Dibble. I'm thinking that she probably raised that one from a baby, though. You know what I mean? I've seen chickens do that too. I've seen videos of chickens that they'll go running with a specific person like that. But yeah, so Danny May was thinking of you guys. Yeah, especially in the South, Dibble. You don't want geese getting too affectionate with people because, you know, then they end up as dinner. It was a cute video, though. It's cute. It almost made me go and look at little baby goat videos. Oh, okay. You thought it was an older video? Yeah, no. So Cindy got her goose back. I'm happy for Cindy. And that sound is very familiar to me. Because I've talked to Dibble on the phone while she's outside, and you hear that in the background. That was very sweet of you to think of them, Danny May. Every once in a while, Danny May has good moments. You know what I mean? Otherwise, she's just a bitch. But she's my bitch, and I love her. Yeah, Jennifer. Well, you know, we're different people. Down here, everything is food. If it stays still long enough, they'll cook it. I mean, it's crazy. I've had people. We chased people away from our creek that were turtle hunting. We've had people in the crack neighborhood. We had people that were hunting squirrels. I mean, Danny May. That's awesome, Debbie. It's amazing that people think that some animals are so dumb, but they do have some cognitive thinking that, you know, they recognize the people that are kind to them and they radiate towards them, because they know they're safe. So it's very cool. They don't hug you. Well, TG's gooses are trying to get affectionate with her, but not in a good way. Hey, Christmas goose used to be the thing. Now it's ham and turkey, you know. I'm sure the turkeys were not happy about that transition. But they did Christmas, especially in England. Christmas goose used to be a huge thing. And if you ever watch like Little House on the Prairie, the pilot episode, he goes out and he goes turkey hunting to get holiday dinner. It used to be the way it was. And of course, there's a duck l'orange. Duck is supposed to be kind of greasy, though, if you don't cook it right. And some people raise, I mean, Christy in, is it Iowa? Christy, anyway, Christy S. They have geese and ducks and things like that. Hey, Jabby. So. It's weird, though. If an animal is raised for food, I don't have a problem with that. I don't really do the whole hunting thing. I don't think hunting is necessary. If people would stay out of the environments, we're going to get on a roll here. I'll have another rant in a second. Um, if people would stop encroaching on natural environments for the animals, they wouldn't have as many population issues with animals, and they wouldn't have to kill them. I mean, unless you have to hunt for food, it's it's not a fucking sport, man. You're tracking down, and you're all wearing camouflage, so you know you're blending with trees, except for the pink ones, which I apparently you're hunting flamingos, and not Renee and Popo. That would be bad. Um, so, but it's well, I wouldn't survive anyway if I had to be out in the wild. But back in the day, when I could actually walk through the woods, if if shit happened that I didn't wasn't able to feed myself, oh yeah, Bambi's biting it, and I have no problem killing it, gutting it, and skinning it. Got to do what you got to do to survive. But the problem is that destroying the natural habitats and killing off their predators, then you get population explosions, and then you know they have to do the culling, and it's not right. Leave the fucking animals alone. The thing is people don't have to keep building outward. There are so many abandoned buildings and derelict buildings that could be torn down and redone, you know, but they don't do that because it's a little more expensive. So they build these big, huge complexes and communities, and they don't have to. Yeah, that would be a problem for me too, with raising my own animals for food. I mean, I personally wouldn't be able to butcher an animal I had raised because I get way too attached. I get attached to any living thing that I'm taking care of. But they do have places you can take them that will do it for you. I just wouldn't be able to eat something I'd given a name to, and they have to be named if I'm taking care of them. So yeah, we have deer stations. There's places that you can go to have your deer dressed, and the only thing I don't have a problem with is people who hunt. If they don't use all of the animal, it can be donated. And those stations that we have here, they actually have signs outside that say, you know, we will donate anything you don't use. So some of the food pantries, they end up handing out venison and things like that, which is nice. I've never eaten venison, so I won't say one way or the other whether I would eat it or not. Um, but I know there are a lot of poor families in this area that are fully appreciative of any meat donations that come through. But that whole getting excited about going out and killing something, that bothers me. Look, you psycho, you know what I mean? But and for the farmers and the ranchers that bitch about you know wolves and predators, build better fences. You're human, you know, build a better fucking fence. What the hell? So, and I don't think that apex predators should be killed for food. So stop eating bear. Yeah, I get really offended when people say, "Oh, I'm going hunting bear." Leave the bears alone. I don't have a problem for people hunting for food. Put it that way. But for any other reason, knock it the fuck off and stay home. My dad used to hunt until that time he killed the bunny, and I didn't talk to him for 2 weeks. And then found out that he was deer hunting, and I freaked out. And he then did target hunting, and then he just gave all the guns to my cousin except for the 22. Now, am I a good shot? Hell yeah! I won a riflery award in when I was at camp for a 22. I still have it somewhere. So I'm a good shot, and don't think I'll shoot a person in a heartbeat. I have no problem shooting a person if they're coming to cause problem. Yeah, I no problem with that. I have pulled a gun on someone with full intention of shooting. They just got in the car and left before I could fire. But they were trying to break into my house, so that's why someone asked me. Well, Rhonda had said something, and I took the question the wrong way. I thought she was asking if I was Wiccan, but she was asking if piece of jewelry that was being shown, or the item that was being shown, was Wiccan. I think it was a pendulum. I don't know. My memory's fuzzy on that one, but I'm definitely not Wiccan. I can't do that whole harm none thing, because I asked a few Wiccans that they were the preachy kind of Wiccans, okay? And I don't like preachy people at all, but I asked them quite literally, if someone attacked your child, would you get physically violent and do harm to that person? And they said no. And I was like, then you should never have children, because if you're not willing to put your life on the line or kill somebody to protect your children, then you shouldn't have them. It should be a natural instinct to protect your child. And I asked them, if someone come up and punched you in the face, are you just going to stand there? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, well, then you're stupid to boot. You know, so I am definitely not Wiccan, because I will punch a bitch in the throat. You know what I mean? I do not have a problem with that. And I have, but yeah, I started off with Wicca, and then I recovered. Anyway, Mother Nature has a natural pecking order for things, and humans were never in the plan. So nature takes care of itself, and people encroaching on their habitats is what causes problems. You know, I mean, I've watched a lot of those shows when I had TV, because John used to watch them, of animal patrols, animal control, forestry people that would get calls in that there's a bear, you know, and the best one was the guy that showed up, and there was a bear in this woman's car because her kids had left food in the back seat. So the bear ended up getting in the car and was in there just rumbling around. It was a black bear. It wasn't a grizzly or anything, but I think it was in Maine. And she's on her porch yelling at the cop, do something. He goes, I am. She goes, well, what are you doing? You're just sitting there. He goes, yep, I'm going to sit until it leaves. He was like, I'm not messing with a bear. What are you, crazy? She wanted him to shoot it because her kids left food in the car, which attracted a bear. She wanted the bear to die. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? If you take precautions, I mean, like in Alaska, they all have special trash cans that have lids that lock. Now, granted, if a bear really wants to get in your trash can, it doesn't matter if it locks or not, but it is a preventative that the odor doesn't get out as much and the bears don't bother them as much. They also gate them in, so it's harder for bears to get to the trash cans. It's a preventative. They have to, because there are so many bears in Alaska and they just wander into town. Hey, what's up? You know, but you have to take precautions. I mean, if you have a pet, you have to have your yard fenced in more than 3 feet, because a bear will go over that in a heartbeat and eat your dog. When John lived in Washington State, his grandparents also lived there, and a bear came in the yard, and his grandmother, who was like 4'11", went out there with a broom and chased the bear away. She was fierce, man. I wish I could have met that woman. She was fierce. She could also make fire dance, which is really cool. But yeah, she went out there and chased off a big old bear with a broom. And I can picture someone in John's family doing that. I can. So I don't know. I've always had a natural affinity to animals, and I know that so many issues can be prevented. I mean, people get upset. They go camping and an animal rips up their campsite. Well, hello, you're in their living room. What do you expect? And there are people that will go camping and hiking and all that, and they're ignorant and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They go too far in, and then they get mad because an animal acts like an animal. Animals don't have negative intent. They're just being an animal. They're instinctive, not, oh, I'm going to go kill these people. Yummy, I mean, granted, campers are just soft shell tacos and burritos to a bear, but still, they're just being them. Leave them alone. I lost a crap ton of viewers with my hunting talk. I went from like 20 to 12. Alaska Waste will be distributing new bear-proof roll carts to the community free of charge. See, preventative is a good thing because the problem with situations where an animal comes into a populated area is that one, people panic. Two, it's not a natural habitat for a bear. So they get into trouble with getting into things, and then people have all this negative stuff about them, and then the bear ends up getting hurt, you know, and it's not the bear's fault. So preventative like that is really good. And I'm glad they're doing that. That's a good thing. Bear resistant bins have a special latch in the lid to prevent easy opening, whereas the older bin designs had a lid that opens freely. Yep. Oh, other shows started. Doing dishes and cleaning the kitchen. Well, fine then, Dibble. Thank you, Dibble. I read the email. Thank you. Input was appreciated. Yeah, I know there's. I heard that there were a lot of sales that were going on at the same time that I'm doing mine. So I hope you guys are able to bounce back and forth. I'm not saying don't go to anywhere else. Only go to mine. But I know Jabby's having a blowout today. And his is, hey, Iris. His is at 1:00, I believe, and mine is at 2. So bounce back and forth. You know you can do it. Cat, go away. Go on. Shoot. Iris, it's not sneaking when you announce it. That's like wearing symbols on your knees and walking in the room. It's not going to work. Did you get your computer fixed yet, Iris? That's okay, Iris. You can come hang out. There is no obligation for anybody to buy anything. Yay, I'm glad you got it fixed. Nobody is ever obligated to buy anything. I just like people here so I don't feel like I'm all alone. Cool, Iris. I'm happy. Yeah, casual. There's lots of auctions going on today. Usually there isn't, which is odd because you would think on Saturdays there would be. And Victoria's having that meetup today, that lunch at Chili's. So there are a few people that are going to that. Yeah, Iris, I have the same problem. It gets very depressing when I don't have the money to be like, ooh, I want that, and I can't get it. It gets depressing, gets very frustrating. Although I do have a whole bag of potato chips for tonight for Mr. Jim's. Because Mr. Jim's is one of the ones that I love going there because it's a lot of fun and his stuff is so gorgeous and the prices are amazing, but they're not amazing enough that I can afford it. So I usually go through half a bag of potato chips while I'm watching Mr. Jim's auctions, but they are fun and I love going to them. And I've actually hoarded up my potato chips. I haven't eaten them like I normally do, which is probably good because salt intake bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, hell, if I had the money, Mr. Jim would have most of it. You know what I mean? He really would. Him and Sandy. They would have most of my money. Take my money, please. Bling. I clicked out of my Facebook Messenger tab, and all I'm seeing is the woman's butt that was hugging the goose because I left that video open. I'm like, oh, hello. Ass in my face. Aw, cool. Thank you so much, mystery message person. Thank you. I will do that. I will. Oh, well, I guess you're not a mystery now if you said PM in the chat. Thank you, Donna. I will do that. Love you, girl. Bye, Donna. Have an awesome time. Eat something good for me. I like their chicken fingers, the original ones. Crispers. I can eat those. I've only ever eaten at Chili's once, but I got those and they were really good. I was actually tempted at one point when I was able to do a DoorDash. Oh yeah, you can't. You run that diet. Well, think about eating something good for me. Yeah, you can look at the menu and go, "Ooh, I would order that and eat it for Kodi if I could." There you go. Oh God, Donna, congratulations. That's awesome. Um, at one point, someone had sent me money so that I could do DoorDash, so something different that I, could treat myself, which was very sweet. So I was looking through the DoorDash. Well, it was either DoorDash, Grubhub, blah blah blah, whatever, Uber Eats, just to order something different because they were tired of hearing about me eating pizza, which I get because it's economically sound for me. It lasts me more than one meal. But anyway, I was like, okay. So I was looking, and they had Chili's, and I was like, "Ooh, I like Chili's. I can do that." And I'm looking, and holy crap, their stuff was expensive to get delivered. But I always read the reviews on DoorDash and things like that. And the reviews for Chili's delivery was not good. People were missing things out of their order. Stuff wasn't cooked right. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, not ordering from Chili's because I can't take. I think I got KFC that day, but I can't take the chance of ordering something, one, paying for something that I don't get because they won't bring it back. They won't bring it to you, and they won't give you your money back. It's fucked up. So I can't take that chance, and I can't take the chance of it not being cooked correctly because then it's just a waste of money for me, and it will drive me crazy. So I have to be careful where I order things from. Yeah, Chili's was awesome in the restaurant itself. It was really good, but I didn't want to take the chance. Yeah, Laura. How you doing? Lost for words. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're blue now. Good morning, good morning. How the fuck are you? Wolf and the Hound was in here earlier. Now, is it Laura or Lori? Because I can't remember. Or I'll just call you Losfer. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to my sale today. Yes, I am. Lori. Okay. I got you. Yep, I have a sale at 2 o'clock today, and I am looking forward to it because I like money, and hopefully people will buy things. It's always the hope, right? Yeah, they always do that, Iris, when they fix stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we're updating you," and I'm like, "You're like, but I don't want to be updated, but we're updating you." Oh. Right? I like money. I mean, I don't do huge on my sales, and that's not a problem. I mean, I'm not that greedy. I just want enough to be able to get the things that I need to get, and maybe one or two things that I want. You know what I mean? Um, like I did not read the description of the Capstar, which is unusual for me. Usually, before I buy something, I read the full description, and I didn't read it, and I didn't realize that it was kind of like an emergency treatment. So like you can give it to the animal every day if you had to. I thought it was like a treatment that was like a once a month thing. So my bad. Although it did get rid of the fleas that were surviving the Advantix that I had put on my dog. But now I have to buy Advantix as well. So I'm kind of like I went from spending $25 to spending like $50, and I'm like, well, shit. So that's one of the things that the money for the sale will be going towards. Right now, the goals are my StreamYard, the flea stuff for the dog, and my phone bill. Because I pay my phone bill once every 3 months, and it's due in August, and it's $83. And yeah, my disability budget doesn't really allow for that. Usually, I have just enough for my bills and my rent. Yeah, money is a very useful tool. I don't think this laptop could handle Windows 11. It barely handles Windows 10. I need a new computer. And you know what? You know what made me cry yesterday? I almost said something to my mom, but I didn't because it could possibly happen, and then I would feel bad. Is my mom bought a laptop for Mother's Day? My mother has not had a computer in a good 15 years. She hasn't touched the laptop since like 3 days after she got it. That was in May. Because my oldest daughter, who lives with her, is too busy to show her how to do stuff. And my mom was asking, "Hey, look, Shredder, damn cat. That cardboard box used to be in one piece. You know, I just reboxed all that stuff." Bitch. My mom was asking me. This is how the subject came up. She was asking me if there's a way she could transfer money into my PayPal for my groceries so that I could order my groceries and she could just pick them up because it's, I mean, the woman is 90. Walking around the store, tires are out, especially after she had gotten COVID in September. So I was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "You just PayPal it to me." And she goes, "How do I do that?" And I'm like, I can't go into PayPal anonymously. It wants me to log in. So I'm like, well, Desiree could show you how to do that. And she goes, "Oh, she doesn't have time to show me how to do anything." I'm like, "Well, I could send you a money request and then you just open it in your email and reply to the request." And she goes, "I don't have email." I'm like, "What?" Desiree didn't even set her up an email. And they have direct TV for their internet and TV. So she should have a space on the direct TV to have an email that she could then use to get, an email that you're actually going to use, like Yahoo or Gmail or whatever. Because you have to have that base email in order to get other emails, right? So they can verify it's you. Yeah, she doesn't know how to do any of that, and I can't do it for her. So I'm like, I almost said, "Well, if you're not going to use the laptop, you can bring it over here. I'll use it," because I need one out in my craft studio where I do my shipping. Um, because transferring my laptop back and forth is awkward and annoying. So I want to put a laptop out there so that I can use it while I'm out there. But I know if I said that to her, she'd probably bring it over here and leave it here. So I apparently my daughter's going to be having a school break soon, so hopefully she will take some time and help my mom out. My oldest daughter gets very frustrated at my mother because my mother has hearing issues, and she asks, what all the time. And instead of understanding that and talking louder, my daughter mumbles. So then she yells at my mom for not hearing her. And I'm like, hello. It's not really something she's doing on purpose. So my mom gets frustrated, my daughter gets frustrated, and they both walk away. But I'm not going to get my mom into giving me her laptop because then I would feel guilty that my mom gave me her laptop. And my mom is that kind of person too. She'd be like, "Well, I'm not using it. I might as well." You know what I mean? So no. She is able to look up stuff. So she uses it occasionally. She's like, "I ended up on a Google thing. I don't know what that is." I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "It's just a search engine, Mom. You can look stuff up through that." She goes, "Oh." Oh my God. I love my mom. She's like, "I never had these problems with the other computer." Yeah, well, the other computer was also a desktop too, so I never liked using the provider email. I don't know why. I just never liked it. At one point, I had like 5 different emails, and it got to be too much. So I just use my Yahoo. I still have an AOL email. I have no problem with that, although I haven't been in it. I never give that address out, but I need to get in there and clean out the mailbox. Spam. Yeah, I have Yahoo and I have Gmail. And the only reason I use my Gmail, is because my phone does not like my Yahoo address. So I can't send anything because my phone is Google based, which is weird. Everything is Google, Google, Google. So like I can't email myself anything unless I send it to my Google email. 5,000 emails. I use my Yahoo email all the time, and that's my PayPal address. So it's also the email that I did my business name on, so that's why I use that one mostly, because it's my Kodiak Creations. My AOL is Designs by Kodiak, or Designs by Kodi, one of them. I don't know, it comes up automatically, luckily, because I can never remember it. But it's always some kind of business oriented. But I had Hotmail, I had Care2, I had all kinds of. Care2 was fun for the cards. But that one, they cycled it out because I went to try and get on my Care2 email a few months back and it's gone. So your email address is immature. I don't know. Yesterday, after doing so much, I was in the wheelchair for 2.5 hours yesterday while I was making the earrings. It didn't take me 2.5 hours to make the earrings, but I ended up getting distracted and doing this, that, and the other thing. So I was actually out there longer than I would normally be. By the time I was done, yeah, I had 69 in one of mine too, but it was because I was born in 69. It wasn't because I was being pervy. By the time I was done, I hadn't eaten all day. And I was like, oh my God. And I still have some of my adobo chicken, but I had to make rice. And I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like waiting another 20 minutes for the rice to cook, even in the rice cooker, which is awesome, by the way. I love that rice cooker. I've used it once and I love it already. I was just too impatient, and I was my legs were too sore from sitting in the wheelchair. It's not comfortable, so I just made sandwiches. I was like, screw it. So I have cracked chicken adobo chicken for for my meal today, and it is cracked chicken because you just want to keep eating it. Hey Ken, how's Utah? And it's actually nice being by myself and cooking it because I got one of those big things with chicken thighs. Cost me like $13, and I threw them all in the crock pot with all the stuff for the adobo chicken. I forgot the onion, but that's okay. It was still good. And then divided it up, so it lasted me 4 meals, and I didn't have to share it with anybody, and it was so nice. Because any other time I've made that, I've lived with somebody like my son or, John and Issa and the kid, my godson, and you have to fight over getting more. One, my son would plant himself in front of the crock pot and be like, "It's mine, it's all mine." But everybody liked it so much that trying to get seconds was almost impossible. So this time, well, the recipe that I started off on, I got from allrecipes.com, and it's adobo chicken in a slow cooker or slow cooker adobo chicken. That's the name of it. But I modified it. So I put brown sugar in mine because she was half Filipino. She learned to make it from her mom, and they always put brown sugar in it. So I put brown sugar in mine, which is probably why it's so addicting. But it's garlic, a ton of garlic. I mean, I think I put 3 tablespoons of the diced up garlic, the stuff you get in the little jars at the grocery store. Put like 3 tablespoons of that in there. You use proportion wise, you use a cup of white vinegar, and 3/4 cup of soy sauce. Mind you, this is for a really big. I mean, I have a 7-quart crock pot. Then I think I put in like a half a cup of water because it has to come up and cover the chicken. I put probably about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I use light brown sugar. And then you're supposed to chop up a sweet onion like Vidalia or something, but I didn't have one, so I didn't use it. And I cooked it on high for about 5 hours. Chicken falls apart. Oh my God, it's so good. So that was my modification to it. Now, the first time I made it to the recipe. I just added the brown sugar, and it was absolutely delicious. So the regular recipe works too. And you go on all recipes, and they have like a million different adobo chicken recipes, but they only have one slow cooker. So, yeah. And then you just make white rice or noodles. You could put it on noodles too, I suppose. I always make white rice. Yeah. I love allrecipe.com. I used to get the magazines because they when I first started with the subscription, it was one magazine a month, and their recipes are so good. And then they changed it to like 4 books a year, and I was like, yeah, that's not worth the money because the price didn't change, but you were only getting 4 issues, so I canceled that, and I just go online now, and you can find anything on there. It's great. So, but yeah, it's really good. But if you have other people in your house, be prepared because if they like it, you're gonna have to fight them for it. I would literally have to take like twice as much as I would normally take just so I would not have to fight anybody for seconds. Dibble you YouTube everything. But it's really, really good. And again with the box, leave the box alone. What is wrong with you today? Boy, the other day the dog barked at her before I could say anything because she started clawing up the box. It was funny. Simi regulates. She's my regulator. Right now she's sleeping. She could care less, but normally. And the other one that I did that got me several meals was take a chicken breast or chicken thighs, whatever kind of chicken you like. I always use boneless, and I made this in the crock pot for the first time, and it was okay, except there was too much water pumped into the chicken. So it kind of diluted it a little bit, but it's chicken, red potatoes, which you either cut in half or quarter them, depending on how big they are, and baby carrots. And then you make a mixture of olive oil, thyme, rosemary, and garlic powder. And you coat everything in that. I usually I put all the vegetables in a bowl and I pour the liquid on it, mixture on it, and then I put on the plastic gloves and I mix it all up by hand so everything's coated. And then I put that in the crock pot, and then I do the chicken and coat that and then put that in the crock pot. And you just cook it until the potatoes and the carrots are nice and tender. I think I did mine for 6 hours. And it's so good. I used to make it in the oven. I can't use my oven now, so I made it in the crock pot, and it was still really good. And it's kind of an all-in-one meal type of thing because you got your vegetables and you've got your starches and you've got your protein. It's also low sodium and low fat. Make sure you trim your chicken, trim all the fat off your chicken. You don't have any carrots? That sucks. See, my mom bought me them. I love carrots too. They have to be completely cooked though because my teeth are broken. So I can't eat carrots that aren't soft, but but it's really good. I made that recipe when John had his heart attacks and his triple bypass surgery because he had to be on a low sodium, no fat diet. And so I started cooking all the stuff from scratch, and I got a book from the library, which Issa was supposed to return and didn't. Absolutely, I do, Kent. I do. My mom picked me up some of those too. I couldn't use the crock pot without it because there's no way, with the way my hands are and the awkward angle that my sink is at when I'm sitting in the wheelchair, that I would be able to lift and carry that thing around to be able to wash it. So I do use the liner. Some moisture gets under there, but food doesn't unless the bag gets punctured. So you got to be careful. But I wipe the crock pot down and I wash the lid. But those liners saved my life. I love those things. And I have 6 left, so I have 6 more meals until I need more. I just need the food to go in the crock pot. But yeah, that dish, the chicken dish with the potatoes and the carrots, was a big hit too. And it's amazing that there's no salt in it. Most people think you have to put salt in everything for it to taste good, but the herbs, and oh my god, it smells absolutely amazing. Once it hits that certain temperature and those herbs heat up, your whole house smells delicious. It's really good. That when I made that, it lasted me for 4 meals, 3.5 meals. I don't know. I kind of overdid it the first day because I missed making it so much. It probably would have lasted me like 4 good meals. It lasted me 3 meals and a small one. Yeah, if you season things correctly, you don't need salt. And it specifically use garlic powder um, instead of garlic salt. My son is big on garlic salt. He'll go through garlic salt like you wouldn't believe. But I like garlic powder better because I like to control the amount of salt in my food. I do have blood pressure issues. Although, I mean, I don't take in the limit of salt that you're supposed to have a day. I don't take that in well, I probably, if you include the potato chips, I do. But aside from the potato chips, regular food, I don't take in that even close to the amount that you're allowed a day. So I like to be able to control the amount of salt in my food. So yeah, and it's, I mean, how simple can you get? Olive oil, garlic powder, thyme, which my mom mispronounced. It was so cute, and rosemary. And you mix that up in a little bowl, and then you coat everything with it, and just throw it in there and cook it. And it's delicious. So I was happy to be able to eat something a little healthier for a change. Now the adobo chicken is high in sodium because the soy sauce has a lot of sodium in it. You can get the low sodium soy sauce, but the flavor profile is a little different on it, and I didn't like it as well. So nice. Green enchilada chicken soup. I also have to control any kind of heat, spicy heat, because I don't do spices. My mouth does not like spices at all, even mild hot pepper type of thing. I can't do. So I do not cook with any kind of hot pepper flakes, none of that. And normally I use white pepper because it's more mild than black pepper. So if I put pepper in it at all. I don't really like green bell peppers, but I like the orange, red, and yellow ones because they're sweeter. Yeah, I lost my viewers. We're talking about food. Everybody's like, fuck you, it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. I'm out of here. Doesn't matter what day it is. We always end up talking about food somewhere. Yeah. Food. Well, I am definitely having my cracked chicken before my auction. Yeah. Eat, take a short nap. I'm not organized at all. I meant to go through all those mailing bags that I have because I have 3 of those bubble mailers that have things in them, and I keep having to go when I'm showing things. I come across stuff that I can't sell because it's reserved for the person who paid for the stuff. And I meant to separate cat. Go away. Ugh, up in my grill. I meant to separate all that stuff so I don't keep coming across and going, oh, can't sell that, can't sell that. You know what I mean? And I haven't done it, so I got to do that too. I might not get an app. I don't know. Well, it's 11:39 here, so usually lunchtime. When I was growing up, lunchtime was always between 11 and 12:30. So, but you're in a different time zone, so I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, it's definitely breakfast for you. You know they used to eat hamburgers for breakfast? Yeah. Used to be a thing. Hamburger and egg. And that's what used to be a breakfast sandwich way back in the day. Now people are horrified if you talk about eating a hamburger for breakfast. But they'll have steak and eggs. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, food is food. Why is certain food designated for certain times of the day? I don't get it. See, I only eat once a day. So depending on what time I go out there, that's when I eat because I can't make a lot of trips in and out of the wheelchair because of my knee. If it's the first meal of your day, it's breakfast, no matter what you're eating or when. Well, some people, they have designated breakfast foods. Like my mom, if we made pancakes for dinner, she would be like, "Oh, we're having breakfast for dinner." I'm like, "Why aren't we just having dinner for dinner?" You know, but pancakes technically for her were a breakfast food. So I used to love those days when she would be like, "Oh, we're having pancakes." I'm like, "Yes!" Yeah. It made me happy. But the best was when my dad said, "All right, let's go to Kimball's," during the summer when it was really hot. Growing up in Massachusetts, we would go to Kimball's ice cream farm for dinner. We would have ice cream for dinner. And being a kid, that was the best thing ever. Um, Kimball's ice cream farm is famous. People used to, well, it used to be famous. I don't know if it still is. I'm sure it's still very popular. But people would come from all over the planet to go there. We met sitting out in their parking lot eating. We met, yeah, right. Darlene knows what Kimball's ice cream is. Sitting out there, you end up talking to all these people that come there. We met people from Germany, Ireland, Australia, everywhere, and they were like, "Well, we specifically did our vacation so we could go to Kimball's ice cream farm." And I thought that was the coolest thing when I was a kid. I'm like, "Oh, something in my town is famous." And it was really cool because when I went there, that was back when they made the ice cream right on the premises. They had the cows. Darlene, you remember that when they had the cows? My dad used to park so that I could sit on the picnic table and just look at all the cows while I'm eating ice cream. In hindsight, that seems kind of cruel, but I used to go, "Thank you for the ice cream, cows." Yeah, I was a weird kid. I talked to cows. Um, but yeah, it is a meal in itself. It is. My dad and I would always get the Sundays, not the Kimball specials, because those will last three people like a whole meal. Kimball specials were huge, but we would get, a double scoop Sunday. My mom always got like one scoop in a cup. I'm like, what is the purpose of even being here for that? But yeah. Yeah. And their ice cream was so good. Oh my God. When I worked at Pegasus Farm, and Darlene, I don't know if you remember Pegasus Farm. It was on the Littleton Westford line, right near Neshoba Ski Valley, which is so funny, Neshoba Ski Valley. We had a hill. It was a hill. For real skiers, which I'm not, it was a hill, but it was popular because it was a place to go, I guess. We used to trail ride, and we would trail ride up to Kimball's and get ice cream. So there we are with our horses and ice cream. It was great. You remember that? That's where I worked. I worked there when I was 12 to 13 years old. I worked at Pegasus Farm shoveling horse shit. That's where I threw horse manure on Jay Giles. Yep. I loved that job. I didn't really like the people, but the horses were awesome. They were awesome. And the reason I say I don't like the people is because there were adults that were getting paid to work there, and they would have me do their work for them, and then they would get paid for doing nothing. And here's the 12-year-old doing all their barn work, But I love the horses. I was absolutely horse crazy when I was a kid. And yes, I threw horse shit on Jay Giles from the Jay Giles band. He got in my way. I warned him twice, and then he wore it because he wouldn't move because he was pulling that rock star bullshit. And I'm like, not playing. I don't care who you are. Get out of my way. I have work to do. I'll get fired. He was between me and the wheelbarrow. You get what you get. I seriously would have gotten fired for that. But his wife fell on the floor laughing when he walked in, and she saw him covered in horse shit and shavings, and asked him what happened, and he told her, and she fell over laughing. So, and then when I walked in the room, she hugged me and said it was nice to see someone that would bring him down a peg or two. So yeah, I didn't get fired, thank God. But yeah, the girl had sass. Always have. This personality is not a recent development. Okay. He was cool though. In hindsight, I probably should have asked him for an autograph, and I never did, because he was just a guy that got in my way and got covered in horse shit. His wife Christine was so sweet, and she really loved that horse. She took such good care of that horse. Um, she actually gave me $50 for grooming her horse before a horse show, because we used to have horse shows at Pegasus Farm, and she was really nervous, and she kept dropping the damn brush. So I was like, "You want me to do that for you?" And she's like, "Oh, would you please?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I groomed up her horse, and I didn't do the braiding on the horse's mane or tail, but I did comb it out so it was nice and pretty. And her horse was glowing by the time I was done, and she handed me a $50 bill. I was like, "Woohoo!" Because $50 when you're 13 is awesome. So yeah. She was very nice. My connection to the stars is through horseshit. Uh, Good Devil. Well, I just gave you a new name, Devil. Um, good. Be nice and rested so you can put comments. I need to know people are there. I don't want to be all alone. I don't like being alone. And hopefully somebody will buy some of this shit. You know what I mean? Come buy my shit. No pressure though, like I said. Although it is really frustrating when you continuously, and I've seen other people do this, they're showing items and people just aren't buying them for whatever reason. Either the price is too high or they're just not interested in it. And you can see the seller getting frustrated. And be brave, little Kodi. Shut up, Devil. You can see the frustration and people getting upset, and I can completely understand that. I can. Um, so hopefully that won't happen. I mean, I do have some things that I've made. I mean, granted, I just assembled the earrings, but I still made them, and I do have some rings and things that I made. So yeah, Iris, I get that. I do. I do. Oh, Iris, you weren't here when I showed the earrings that I made. I'll show you. Let's see. I'll show the triple picture. I got frustrated putting multiple pairs of earrings on the little display thing that I made, so I did a triple picture. Although the lab doesn't show up real good, it's still on there. There you go. This one is the lab, and it angled down so you can't see the flash, but that has a really nice flash on it. And then I have that's an amethyst, and then an onyx. I also have garnet. So, ooh, that is not. See, I was blind when I was doing these jump rings. I'll have to fix those so they're connected better. But yeah, I have two pairs of garnet. The garnet earrings are the same. The charms I bought way back in the day were the same style. They're pretty though. Pretty garnets. And those are the garnet earrings. And they're pretty. They're very small, dainty. Party. So I have those. And where's those heart ones? Those the heart ones. These are the ones I found in my earring wires. I don't remember buying them, but hey, it works. And they have the backs on them are different. They have like the earring wire itself hooks into the back, and there's a little loop back there that they hook in, so it makes it more secure. So I showed that. That's the back of it. See, there's a little 925. You can actually see it. Oh, cool. But those are little heart earrings that I found, so I'm selling those. So yeah, I got a few things. Plus the rings that I had made before, and then various different little things. I mean, I would love to sell things that people want all the time, but I only have so much in my house. So I get that, Dibble. I do. Okay, Darlene, have a great day, and I hope I see you at the sale. No obligation to buy. But I like it when people show up and say hello to me. You know that. Have an awesome day. Yeah, Debbie, I get that. There's always something I see somewhere that I'm like, oh, you know. But 9 times out of 10, I know I'd either end up reselling it because I have no place to display anything. I don't go anywhere to wear jewelry. So I have a few rings that I have that I've, held on to, like my mystic stone, my 7 stone, super 7 stone ring, and my sugalite and my dyed purple turquoise, things like that. And things that are gifted to me. Like I have a blue lace agate ring that Just Me Kathy gifted to me way back in the day. She got it from Hip Flip and Mama, and she had it sent to me. So I have that and things like that. I keep the things that people gift me, like jewelry that people gift me. I keep that because it was a gift. So unless they say, here, I'm sending this to you so you can sell it, I keep it because why am I going to give away something that someone gifted me? That's just rude. But yeah, so, and hopefully if I'm able to get that headlamp thing with the magnifying lenses, it will make it a little easier for me to work. I mean, my hands will still hurt, but at least I'll be able to see, that I think will come in super handy. Dibble, I have a buying problem. Let me tell you, if I had the cash to spend, I would have a buying problem too. I would. Yeah, Iris, but a lot of people like buying costume jewelry. I mean, Tania sells the shit out of costume jewelry. It's just a matter of finding the people that want to buy what you have. I mean, I have 2 boxes. Nobody asked you. I have 2 boxes. Damn cat, she's so opinionated. Of costume stuff and a bag of costume stuff and craft costume. And I don't do anything with costume jewelry, and it's not stuff that, well, I mean, all that stuff's going to be going in mystery bags, but it's not anything that I would use to make jewelry with. And if I get jewelry in, it's more like if I can repurpose it, unless it has natural stones on it. I'll take costume jewelry if it has natural stones because I can repurpose the stones. But and I'm not big. I don't know a lot of the name brands and whether they're good or not. I mean, I know Monet and Napier and things like that. Donna would have been proud of me. I spotted a Silpata marking on one of Robin's things she was showing. She was like, I don't see a mark on this. And I was like, she's like, oh, that might be a mark. And she showed it. And I was like, oh, that's Silpata. Like I recognize that one. But that's because I had Silpata and didn't know it. And Donna helped me. So we absorb what we learn. I like to retain that kind of info. Dibble. It's one way to get people to sub, Dibble. But Silpata, of course, is not costume. It's sterling. But like, I don't know a lot of the name brands on things. I don't. Because I've always bought jewelry that appealed to me. Or, well, I make jewelry that appeals to me. I try and mark my stuff with the C, the K, and the C, if I can. If I can't, well, you just have to take my word for it that I made it. I made a couple of rings like a month ago, and I had forgotten because I made them with flat wire, and I forgot to stamp the flat wire before I shaped it, and I don't have the twisty stamp like Sandy has, so I couldn't stamp it after it was made. I was like, shit, I forgot to mark that. Whoops. Bye, Kent. Have an awesome day. When you see Sandy, tell her I said hi. And Ryan, too. Tell Ryan I said hi. Don't want to leave him out. Have an awesome day. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes. If anybody has links that they want to share, go ahead and pop them in. Dibble already shared her link. Right now, I don't have anybody live. Mr. Jim is doing his auction tonight at 7:45. He is doing the end of the month giveaway. I wasn't able to buy anything this month, so I'm not in it. But if you have purchased anything from Mr. Jim this month, the month of July, he's doing the end of the month giveaway, and those prizes are always awesome. So make sure you're there for that. Although you don't have to be there to win, which is cool. But he's doing that tonight. And I know that Jabby is going on, I believe, at 1 o'clock or 1:30, and he's doing an inventory blowout, which means that my views will probably be low for my sale. But I'm doing it anyway. And if there isn't a lot of people showing up, then I'll do it again another day, like Sunday. I'll just keep doing it until people show up. I don't know. Or until my StreamYard hours run out. I don't know who else is live today. I don't know. I mean, I have no problem promoting other people. I think, we're a community and we should share out other people's things. Where's Rhonda? Rhonda always has all the links. She's between Rhonda and Jennifer, we never run out of links. There's Iris's channel. But I am stocked up on the potato chips for Mr. Jim's auction, so I should be good. Hopefully I don't salt overdose myself, try and pace myself. But it won't stop me from being there. As long as I can get a nap in after my sale, because it does tire me out, I should be okay. Sometimes I end up taking a brief nap during Mr. Jim's auctions, and it's not because he's boring. It's just because I'm falling asleep sitting up and can't see anymore. My eyes are like, nope, we're going to sleep now. But I wake up and he's still there, so it's cool. But I do hope everybody has an awesome day. I hope I see you guys at my sale today. Like I said, no obligations. I will combine shipping for people that have already purchased for me. If you purchase something else today, it will combine and most likely will not even affect. You probably won't be charged anymore for shipping. Like I said, I don't have anything, I think, that's heavy enough to increase the shipping that people have already been charged for. And I will be doing my billing, or not my billing, but my labels on Wednesday, and everything that's been paid for that gets a label will get put in the mail, get picked up on Thursday. So people's orders will be going out this coming week. And I do appreciate the fact that everybody that's bought from me paid promptly. I appreciate that so much, because I was able to pay my electric bill before the due date, so it didn't go over. Because, I mean, they give you a little bit of a leeway there, but I didn't want to use it. You know what I mean? I'm like, because you get like 5 to 7 days when it's past due, but I don't like doing that because it's not my bill. You know what I mean? It's not under my name. And I don't want that being on their record. So I do appreciate the promptness. And I am sorry I can't send out legitimate invoices. I have to do money requests, but I will eventually get that all straightened out. Doing my best over here. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I can. So, but I hope everybody has an awesome day. And even if you can't show up at my sale, I still hope you have a good day. Be careful, be safe. If you can't, don't name it after me if I wasn't there to enjoy it. Bye, everybody.